What's up, guys? Welcome back to the SLI League Invitational. We got Season 4, even though it seems like there's been a lot more of these. Am I the only one who feels that way? I don't know. SG Esports is going to be taking on Stars. This is from the first round of the single elimination bracket. So, loser is out. Winner has to face up against either Sacred or T-Show. That's going to be happening right after this best of 3 has concluded. I'm Mike Larson, your caster for this game and all the games to follow today. It's going to be a really busy day of South American Dota, so please bless RNG, let there be very few pauses, because I can handle casting Dota. What I can't handle is sitting here watching the gray screen for hours on end. I will blow my brains out, it will not be fun, and someone else is going to have to clean it. But here we go, SG Esports took quite a long time to beat Stars in the last game, but you know what? It's not a race to the finish line. If you have an entire draft that's built around a Medusa who has no counters on the other end, well, you take your time, and Medusa is going to win the game for you because some things in Dota never change. SG Esports, though, are going to take a little bit of a different route here in this second game. Brewmaster did a lot of work for them in Game 1, handled by Laposa. Will be powerful enough to ban out from Stars, as bans looking this time a little bit more normal. That Pudge ban still is kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. But again, these guys are familiar with one another. They probably scrim a lot. I gotta assume that they know something that I don't. So apologies there. Unfortunately, I'm not the authority on South American Dota. But damn, I'm like one of them, man. I know a little bit more SA Dota than some other people. Yeah, high praise. I know a little bit more about SA Dota than some other people. But they'll take a Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is like the polar opposite hero to that Medusa type draft they were running in the last game. This is a hero that was also banned out first phase in Game 1, so trying to be a little more aggressive, and Stars gonna go for a retro opening up in here. The Rubik is fine. I like the Rubik in the first pick. Spirit Breaker, though, as a little bit of an answer to that Bounty Hunter, is not a bad response. And we don't really see Bounty Hunter first pick ever, to be fair. We don't see Spirit Breaker picked ever as well, but if you are up against this Bounty Hunter hero, having a Spirit Breaker to charge in with the dust, just try to answer him every single time he shows up on the map, is really, really powerful for Stars. That is, you know, regardless of how powerful Spirit Breaker is in the meta, he still can do that one thing for you, which is answer the Bounty Hunter, try to keep him contained. And I don't mind that too much from Stars. I mean, they definitely had their practice with the Spirit Breaker just a couple patches ago when this hero was a little bit more of a mainstay. SG Esports will pick up a Witch Doctor as their second. Witch Doctor for Stars didn't really do a hell of a lot except for just feed in Game 1. This time, though, Witch Doctor, of course, has that same responsibility, take control of the lane. Cask is not really the best tool to have when you're going up against Spirit Breaker. The stun takes quite a long time to come out and then travel onto the Spirit Breaker. So as far as being able to answer that charge, you'd really rather have someone along the lines of Rubik, whose telekinesis pretty much just comes out like that. But, you know, obviously that's not going to be happening because Rubik's picked up already. So SG Sports will take the next best thing. A little bit of sustain as well. Can never go wrong with that. We see Stars this time making the responsible decision and are going to be taking out the Medusa along with that Underlord. Interesting ban. I don't really think Underlord is like ever really a ban-worthy hero. Like, there are times when teams pick up Underlord, but that's mostly because it's a very safe hero to pick up for your offlane. Like, you'll pick it up and it'll be doing better or worse depending on how much siege power you have, how much you can abuse Dark Rift, how much HP the enemies have. But like, in general, is Underlord more dangerous than, say, a TIE Hunter? I would say no, like not a single time. Or a Sand King even, like in the offlane? No, I'm a bit more scared of the Sand King because what he can do is a little bit more unique. But either way, he's going to be taken out. We do see the Phantom Lancer, and this time the Juggernaut kicked out by the SG Esports side. Just these generally powerful carries that have an answer to the Bounty Hunter mostly. You can track them up, but I'll just get rid of it. So yeah, it's some way to make sure your Bounty Hunter is going to be able to have a slightly easier time. Not only is I mean, they have an answer to attract, but they also just have an answer to early aggression plays from the Bounty Hunter, who usually takes kills very slowly in the early stages of the game. So you need that Orb of Venom, you need that Janatus though. If the enemy can just doppelgang it away or spin it off, then, well, obviously you're not really going to be getting much done now, are you? So yeah, it's definitely bans for SG Esports that will try to enable their Bounty Hunter as much as possible. Whereas for Stars, they're just trying to keep themselves safe from heroes that can kind of screw them over in the lanes, it looks like. I do think that this time they could have maybe handled a Medusa. Like, it's definitely not too late for that. Whoa, Arc Warden picked up. I'm kind of lukewarm on this hero in general. I definitely do not like him in the third box. I think if you're going to pick up an Arc Warden, you have to have the field fully scoped out. You have to know exactly the lane he's going to be going in, and then pick him last to know how safe he's actually going to be. Whoa, what is happening? Okay, we got ourselves a draft, guys, but back to Arc Warden. Plays really well with Rubik and Spirit Breaker. Like, the offensive capability of an Arc Warden is usually fairly limited because the enemies can just walk around the wraiths or just group up and avoid the flux. But with the Rubik and Spirit Breaker, you kind of force them to take damage from those tools, so that's really nice. The downside, though, is that there are still 2 heroes left for SG Sports to take. They can very easily get heroes that can just find the Arc Warden, take care of him, and really limit his farm from the get-go. And looking at this opening from SG Sports, they are going to be looking to do that. Apply pressure early on. And Arc Warden early on has some decent damage output, but he just doesn't have the durability to survive up against a whole host of heroes bearing down on him unless he has sufficient protection on the front lines. He needs like a Tidehunter, Ravage, or something like that to get him the safety. And Bat Rider is okay at doing that, I guess. Being able to isolate a target, again, enabling the Arc Warden offensively, but you have to strike a pretty precarious balance there in between how are we going to enable our Arc Warden offensively, and how are we going to protect him defensively. Right now, it does seem like it's going to be a challenge to do, honestly, both, as SG, with this Darkseer, is a little bit out of the ordinary. I think this hero is pretty much a gigantic trash can, even bigger than the Razor, but they're going to go ahead and pick up a Slark next. And yeah, this is SG Sports saying, we're going to snowball. We're not going to let you get shit done with your Arc Warden. And even if Arc Warden does get Hand of Midas and Maelstrom and Travels and all that good stuff, Slark with a Shadow Blade or a Silver Edge can still relentlessly hunt for an Arc Warden and take care of them. And Slark is also just pretty naturally good up against Bat Rider. Like, that's probably reason number 1 why they pick up the Slark in response, is because he just is able to pack out the Bat Rider's Napalm. Also, you answer the Spirit Breaker's stun, Rubik's stun, the Flux. Like, being able to purge yourself of all this jazz, really powerful here for the Slark. But the main thing is that's the main thing. Secondary is that he'll be able to hunt down the heroes like Arc Warden, who typically tend to be a little bit harder to find, and actually kill them off without really much assistance needed. Or he'll go with his Bounty Hunter, in which case he'll have a little bit of nuking assistance with that Shuriken, and that's still probably going to get those kills. Slark, Darkseer as the cores here for SG, still looking for that mid lane select. Storm Spirit's definitely one of the best heroes to have as far as aggressing upon the Arc Warden. Now, once Arc Warden gets quite a few items, then the game gets a little more difficult for the Storm Spirit, because you're facing up against either Orchid, I guess Orchid, Bloodthorn, or Sheepstick, times 2 from the Arc Warden, so that's a little bit of a difficulty. But Star is definitely trying to protect their Arc Warden as much as possible. We got Bloodseeker to be banned out next. What patch is this? What patch is SG Esports draft from? It's so crazy to see a patch, a draft like this in this patch. Still want to see some more aggressive power from SG. Rubik and Spirit Breaker are really good at taking down like these soft siegers like Shadow Fiend. I'm not really sure if that's something that SG Sports are really going to be super interested in going for. Arc Warden, they can just go for a Quap, I feel like. That will give them enough snowballing power, just lock down the game early on. And just having a Blink up against Spirit Breaker is really nice. Puck is also still in the pool. I don't really mind that pick that much. Although I do think they want a little bit more kind of punching power coming out of that mid lane. His Darkseer definitely is, I mean, he's a core technically, but he really plays more as a supporty type hero. He's not going to be doing the damage. He's just going to make sure that your allies are going to be fine and doing whatever they want to do. If that makes any sense. From an offlane standpoint, like Tidehunter's a little bit more of a core from the offlane. Doom as well, or something like that, but yeah, Darkseer is like a support from the offlane. Nature's Prophet is a core from the offlane. There you go, that's a good one. What's going to be the Quap? No, it's the Puck. So opting for control over punching power definitely is more difficult to kill off than a Queen of Pain, simply because Spirit Breaker has 0 game up against the Puck. In fact, Spirit Breaker has really little game versus all these cores from SG. Charge into a Puck, you're probably never going to land that. Charge into a Slark, you're probably going to land it, but the stun is going to be packed out, so it doesn't do anything. And you charge in towards a Darkseer, he's going to be running from you with Surge, so might be a little bit difficult here for Stars to enable themselves aggressively early on. And if that's not happening, then how are they actually going to be buying their space? They need an early game hero here. DK, I'm not sure if that's the hero. I'm not sure. Whoa, that's the new set, though. It looks sick. I'm not sure if that's going to be good enough. DK is a hero that will have some okay matchups here, specifically trying to answer this bounty hunter. Like, if you're a bounty hunter, you're trying to pressure a DK with a puck on your side, good freaking luck, man. You're not going to get much done there because every single time you hit him, you'll do like 30 damage. And then it'll just be immediately regenerated thanks to the passive. So, very resilient hero coming out of that mid lane. That being said, DK, unless he gets like really far ahead, is not a hero that can realistically just buy a ton of space. The way you buy space with the Dragon Knight is that, first of all, you get far ahead, you pick up a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade, and then you just start ganking people. But the people you're trying to gank are, again, so difficult to actually kill, for exactly the same reasons why Spirit Breaker is hard to play in this game. Like, the cores are just so resistant to that type of style. So Stars in the early game, I feel, don't have enough action and have a really good chance of just getting run over, in which case SG can be looking at a 25-minute game, and then we're right back on schedule for the day, which will be great for the admins and the next teams that are playing, I guess. But yeah, I'm concerned here for Stars. They have a good amount of late game power, and Arc Warden like kind of just is that hero. If you get him to the late game, he will control it for you. Maybe not to the point of like a Naga Siren or a Medusa, but he does still a really good job. But it just seems like they don't really have a smooth power curve. It's kind of all over the place. Whereas for SG, clearly they have a plan. Like, you don't pick up core Puck and a core Darkseer if your plan isn't to play super aggressively. Slark only needs that 1 or 2 items. Blink Dagger / Shadow Blade. Do you think Shadow Blade probably a little bit better in this game because you can build it towards Silver Edge and try to hit this passive of the Dragon Knight off? But, you know, minor distinctions for sure. They are going to try to play things as aggressively as possible. Also, failed to mention earlier, I was thinking it, I just didn't say it. You get the Ion Shell with the Bounty Hunter, which is definitely a cute combo. If you're going to be going up against some softer heroes, say an Arc Warden or a Rubik, then just that slow burn of the Ion Shell will force out detection every single time, or will at least do some damage every time, forces out tangos, whatever. It's all good, man. So yeah, I'm favoring SG Esports draft pretty vastly here. Stars will have to do something miraculous in the early laning stage if they want to pull out ahead in this game too, but we'll see what they can do. Zoya is going to be playing like the opposite support heroes he did last time. Witch Doctor into Spirit Breaker. Ned is on the Rubik. We got Sherlock playing the Arc Warden, who doesn't look like Arc Warden. That does not look right, man. Arc Warden needs to be more uncovered and more electricity crackling looking like, you know. Sue's going to be playing the Blue Dragon Knight because, you know, cosmetics and rules, lol. And we got Hane, I don't know, playing the Bat Rider. He's getting pushed out by Bardino's Witch Doctor. Got ADR as the Puck, going to secure 2 bounty runes for himself. Costa is going to make the lane switch as the Slark, putting Laposa on the top lane as the Darkseer. They really just want to have this Darkseer up against this Arc Warden. Not really so that Laposa himself can be up against the Arc Warden, but so that Theo can be up against the Arc Warden. They want this Bounty Hunter to be in a lane where the Arc Warden is on the defensive, so that the Ion Shell can get double value. I wonder if we're going to be seeing that right off the bat. Sentry Ward is going to be placed. They will drop a Spooky Ghost. Theo will circumvent that. Is probably going to very quickly find out there is, in fact, detection in this area, but this isn't really going to be a lane where Sherlock can comfortably sit. Darkseer is a very slow hero in the off lane nowadays. Can't really apply a ton of pressure, but Arc Warden is not a hero that has really any responses ever to the Ion Shell. Like, he will just take that damage all day long. His focus is single target and nothing but single target on the Arc Warden, so this should be a very clean lane for the Darkseer. Like, worst case scenario, like, what, you get fluxed or something like that? You get hit by a ghost, like, you just surge out and then you're just fine. Like, you don't take any damage here, so this lane is ironclad, I think, on top side. Over in the mid lane, Puck going up against DK. Should be like the most glacially slow lane in existence, but this is a little bit faster. Bardino getting hit 5 stacks on the Napalm. Costa's doing what he can, but has pack only to get himself safe from the Napalm. That does not protect his Witch Doctor. He also doesn't have that much offensive power as Zoya just so tanky on the front lines, blocking this Slark from pouncing onto this Bat Rider. Oh man, if he had Essence Shift there, that would have been so much stats, but now they will find the Witch Doctor with 1 too many stacks and bring him down. Nice little start here for the Stars side, but for sure is something that they have to be careful of moving forward. You can't really count on that happening too many times. It's just not feasible up against someone like Witch Doctor, who can just disengage away from the wave, sit back for a couple seconds, and then rejuvenate. But they will find him one more time. 2 stacks Napalm. Cask will bounce through between the two of them. Firefly doing quite a bit of damage as Hane is going to get maledicted as well. So if Bardino does die here, and it looks pretty likely, no, he's actually just fine. Hane should die to this Maledict. No, it's level 1 Maledict, and level 1 Maledict is a trash spell. This last tick will do 40 damage. Wow. The Witch Doctor will actually survive that by the skin of his teeth. Slark will continue just be an absolute nuisance, pouncing forward, and they will pick off the Batrider with that. Oh, that is something that probably shouldn't have landed. It's so very clear when you could see a Slark trying to set up for that type of play, and he just couldn't get the read on it properly. ADR is going to have the phase shift, dodge a stun, orb out, take some right clicks, and will go down before he jumps out. Sooth snuck in the sword. It's that blue sword cosmetic makes it really hard to see when it's coming down on your head. And Sooth will take a lot of damage back from the Bounty Hunter, but we will be able to get the kill on the Puck and get himself out to safety. We could see, though, even though the DK is very resilient in this lane, doesn't really have the range, nor the damage, nor the support to really put the pressure back on the Puck and make sure that he's able to consistently get CS. Looks like the DK will chug down his salve. Don't walk up and drink it, though. Theo might just pop it off you. Looks like he'll be fine on bottom side, though. Hane. Why do you keep calling him Hane? Got Weaves on the mind, I guess. We'll be aggressed on one more time. Costa is going to take some tower shots. And he is being charged, but from where? Nowhere near. So, yeah, he's going to chug down all of his restoratives, and he'll be just fine. You know, I'm going to call him Hane. Because screw the rules. I can do whatever I want until somebody tells me that I'm wrong. And I don't think anyone is going to, so there you go. You guys get what you pay for. Which is $0 worth of quality content, because you guys aren't paying me jack, are you now? Maybe I'll call him both. I don't know. You guys tell me what I should be calling him, because I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Here, I'll pop it up so you can see how it's spelled. H-A-N-E. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, Theo. Chasing down Ned. Spark Wraith is going to reveal the positioning of the Bounty Hunter, do about no damage. This farm on the Arc Warden is actually coming up pretty decently. Still with 6 tangos left. Not taking all that much damage from the harassment, this constant shoving of the wave from the Posa. As the Bounty Hunter as well, not really able to get in close enough, consistent with the Ion Shell on him, but the Rubik has to be a little bit careful here. Does have that one disabled. The creep wave is coming in. Ion Shell now onto Theo. Will pop his Janata onto Sherlock. Stuns are there. The body block attempted. Will do some pretty decent damage here. Force the TP from the Spirit Breakers. Theo is going to get hit with that Flux. Theo is going to be just fine. Looks like the Spirit Breaker actually canceled his TP. Sticking around this bottom lane where there's more action to be had. That's a good reason to cancel your TP, that's for sure. He's going to do a lot of damage here to Bardino. Just has to run. Already uses cast. Costa also not too healthy. He doesn't have any way of actually restoring himself instantly right now. No Fairy Fire. He has 2 stick charges, but lots of damage being done on this off lane. Costa's CS is still looking pretty good, and they are stopping the Batrider from farming, but ooh, it's a narrow brush with death every single time that Spirit Breaker comes down there. Batrider's damage output is just that high in the early stages of the game. This Bounty Hunter, what level is he? I just had him selected. He's level 3. That's not too bad. Definitely want a little bit more. You typically want to be involved in a little bit more action by this point in the game, and so far that just hasn't happened. All the action has been on the bottom lane mostly, so Theo unfortunately not getting accelerated too much through kills. Still is able to essentially completely dual lane in a 2v2 scenario, and when you're splitting experience like that, you do get tracked pretty quickly. Maybe a little bit faster than a slow game where you're not. Oh, this is not good. I just said he wasn't able to get some action, and then suddenly ADR is here. I don't know why he's not casting anything. What is going on? Why isn't he just killing the Puck? Okay, there they are. They have to wait until they're in tower range to coil also the Arc Warden. That's how I was waiting. He wants to get them both with the coil, and it looks like that will work out. I didn't realize he had that level 6 up. I just wasn't looking down there, guys. I apologize. They also are able to take down the Spirit Breaker on bottom. What happened there? They lose Bardino, and they lose Zoya. So it's an even support trade. 1-for-1 on the bottom lane, but Puck with an Invis Rune coming out of nowhere with a chair. Gets 2 kills, and hey, as soon as I said that was a problem for the Bounty Hunter, they immediately alleviate that problem by getting him 2 kills worth of experience. Early game kills aren't worth like that much, but for sure it's better to have than to not have from Theo's side. ADR does have a double damage rune, will still get with the Breathe Fire, slow animation out there. Soothes will go Dragon form right now, but there's a lot of backup coming here for ADR. He can turn around for the orb. Looks like that did hit, jumps forward as well, and Soothes will fall. The charge will be dodged by ADR, just phase shift as the Spirit Breaker will charge right through the Fairy Dragon. And the Spirit Breaker will have to back off. So Dragon Knight, we can't really blame him for going for that. It definitely seemed like that was a position where he could put a lot of free damage onto ADR, push him back all the way, force out bottle charges, but Witch Doctor and Bounty Hunter both being there, just waiting for that play to happen. And DK got baited just a little bit. It's going to lead to that pretty substantial mid lane deficit. 1,100 gold differential. Of course, ADR getting those kills on top side definitely doesn't hurt, but Zoyo, he's going to blow the smoke. Looks like SG aren't really aware of this. The Dire will scan, it will go red for a split second. But yeah, just a little bit of unfortunate circumstances for that smoke. Still, they are able to shove this lane in, and Sherlock is actually here. Leposa's actually followed him, as Costa's going to have top lane to free farm. He does have a little bit of a nice web of spirits here to keep himself safe up against any movement, but this setup for the Arc Warden, though it is going to keep him safe from dying, is going to not really help him get farm. And that's really what he wants to do right now. He needs to get that Animitis, absolutely needs it. And it's really hard to get farm in this scenario. He can kill off these things for like 20 gold a pop. Oh yeah, that wealth. 22, 33 gold a pop? Wow, that's a lot of gold, man. What are you going to buy with that 33 gold? Probably not enough. He really needs to be hitting creep waves freely right now, but there are just no lanes to go where he can do that. They are going to charge in towards the darks here. There's a telekinesis here as well. Surge hasn't been cast yet, and the cast from the Witch Doctor, the fact that Witch Doctor is here to deactivate the rest of that flux means that Leposa will surge himself out to safety. Now, can the Bat Rider do something similar on his lane? He's level 6, doesn't have the lasso just yet. Costa looking for the pounce, will land it. Pact as well will do quite a bit of damage, dropping Hane to about half HP. Looks like Theo wasn't quite in position for that, though. Still value trade for sure from the Slark side of things. Call him Bat Rider. Call him Heaney? I can call him Heaney. Honey. Is it honey? I'm pretty sure it's not. Oh, Hane. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure you guys are messing with me right now. Theo versus Bat Rider. The fight of the century right now, as Spirit Breaker is going to come in out of nowhere. Still the Pounce and Pact both land, and they can actually just focus down Zoyo. I think Theo is fine. He has a lot of armor right now, and another Pact. Will that get the kill? 4 HP! It will not. Zeus ult. Where's Zeus? He's not in this game. He's in the last game. Over in mid lane, though, once again, ADR versus Soothes. And once again, the DK gets debated. ADR lives at 40 HP. Everyone be living in this game by the skin of their teeth, except for Bat Rider and DK. Ultimately, it's going to be another 2 kills for SG Esports. The Bounty Hunter rather was involved in that, so gets a little bit of experience there for himself, and is very close to a level 6. 10-minute level 6. Just short thanks to that tome, but still, that is an incredibly fast level 6 for Bounty Hunter. I would say hey nay. I don't know. Why don't I just like keep on changing the pronunciation every single time I see his name? Like whatever comes to mind first, I'll say, even if it's just like completely wrong. Is that not a good way to go? Theo's got level 6 off of that obs, and now the track. Pain will start. We can see SG like clearly already have this plan of constantly looking for kills, constantly pressuring the waves and making sure that Sherlock doesn't have a clean time. They will, however, lose the Bounty Hunter here. Gets charged in with the dust. Flux does its full damage, and that will kill off Theo. They will get the intel that he is in fact level 6, so that's quite a nice pickup there from the Stars side. Is that going to get the Arc Warden right back into the game? Not quite, but he will be very close to that Hand of Midas, and then at that point, Arc Warden not really doing hot in the farm right now, but he will start to skyrocket, assuming he doesn't get nailed to the floor by this Slark Shadow Blade, which is coming up a little bit sooner. Oh, the track is still on him, so they know that he's still here. The obs will catch vision of him just on the edge. ADR and Bardino. Is there a Death Ward? No, he's on level 5, and Zoya once again will blow the positioning here of these Dire heroes. They are trying to rally around their DK. Wow, this Dragon cosmetic looks so hot. Not this one, the Dragon one. Fortification is there. Maybe looking for a deny. They have to be a little bit careful, though. Dragon Tail, as well as the charge, like, they can close in very quickly. And Track's actually been stolen. That is so bad on so many levels for SG, because Stars are okay fighting in this scenario. And Track, of course, nullifies this invis, although they don't know that there's a Slark incoming. Getting rid of the Track is going to be done very quickly. So Ned, good try, but unfortunately, the Track was actually shipped out at last second there. Or no, it was just there. So Bounty Hunter gets some cash, and yeah, Costa's gonna take that Track away from the Rubik, and with the Shadow Blade, look for a little bit more perhaps. Pain is going to be spotted. Shadow Blade, just waiting for that cooldown, and Bat Rider does have some backup here. Will be scouted out as Slark is going to not see anyone. Coast is clear. Time to go in for the Bat Rider. Time to kill the Bat Rider and time to escape. Maybe not actually going for Sherlock instead. Coil? Dude, he's just waiting for the two-man coils. He'll finally use it. Pounces there as well, and Sherlock will get tracked up right before he dies. Does still have the Hand of Midas, but Ned does not have his life, it looks like. He'll get dropped. Shadow Dancing now. Costa's going to get a lot of regen back. That's 3 track kills. No, 2 track kills in as many minutes. I guess the third one happened over here on the Rubik, but, you know, get a fast level 6. Having the Track doesn't really matter. What matters is actually getting Track kills. And he got so much more than he otherwise would get in, like, a normal game. Oh, Suits. He's going to get maledicted. He's going to get walled and orbed. He has 11 stick charges, but he's tracked up. There's no chance for him to juke. He's going to go down. Charge in onto the Darkseer, but he's so tanky right now. Zoyo is going to have to fall back. And actually, Leposa just sticking around in this fight for a little while longer. Does grab the Darkseer with the lasso and will end up getting that kill, but at what cost? Because the Puck is here just trying to gun for Sherlock. Does get stunned up by the charge in from Zoyo, but Costa's running around unanswered. Now on top of the Spirit Breaker, he'll get another kill. Firefly will take down the Puck, but Costa is running around again without an answer. Ned is going to try to race him down and actually silence. Stolen. Oh, it's not going to do enough because Costa is going to be able to get into the Shadow Dance, get the kill, jumping forward for Ned. Unfortunately for him, that does miss, but the Track was thrown out last second onto the Bat Rider, so they do get extra cash there for everyone. Do I get to see how much Track gold has been picked up on the Bounty Hunter? Can't you see that somewhere? I thought they added that somewhere. Is that not visible for me? I don't freaking know. But I know that when he was level 6, when he 10 minutes, he didn't have Arcane Boots yet. Now he has Arcane Boots and another 17 hundo in the bank. So that's a good amount of gold. He's going to go, looks like straight for a Solar Crest buildup. Bypassing all of this bullshit and just going to go straight for the goods and the Talisman of Evasion. It's definitely better to build a medallion, but man, you can't say no to a free Talisman of Evasion when you have enough gold for it. So Theo is cashing in. And he's cashing everyone on his team in as well. It's an Echo Saber for Slark, and maybe another kill here onto Suits. There is help here in the form of an Arc Warden, but he doesn't really want to be in a fight of this scale at this stage in the game. Ned is here as well, Stolen Cask, and they're going to try to go for the Darkseer one more time. Doesn't have back, only has that hood. Tries to go for the Vacuum, fails to do so. Everyone else trying to retreat. Suits, though, is going to be dropped. No, he's actually surged out all the way, but Costa, once again, just going to town onto everyone. Packed, it's going to kill off the Spirit Breaker, and GG is called. What the hell? SA Dota, characterized by pauses and uncharacteristic GGs. But SG, they lose the Darkseer. He spends the entire fight getting focused down, isn't able to get anything off, but he's still a Darkseer. Like, even if he doesn't do anything, he's still such a bulky hero, and Costa's just destroying everyone. 12-0-4. As great as that performance is from Costa from ADR, it's really all about those rotations from Bardinho and Theo, getting to that level 6 in the first place, getting kills leading up to that, slowing down Stars, and Stars, as promised, do not have enough early game power to actually handle the SG Esports early game. That's why I was really not a big fan of the DK. I'm not really sure if there was one particular hero that could have just been picked up and then, you know, it's all good. But the fact that they had DK and Arc Warden, I don't think that's a winning combo. I think, like, something had to change in the entire game plan of their draft, specifically for those two heroes, if they were going to have a chance in this game. I really don't like third pick Arc Warden, really don't like it with the DK. The Stars, with what I thought was an inferior draft, are going to lose, but hell, what the hell do I know? I'm just a 100 MMR player looking to yell at some video games. Guys, next game is going to be coming up in about, I believe, 10 minutes, which hopefully is going to be correct, because we have Sacred versus T-Show Rising. Cards on the table. I think Sacred is is definitely one of my favorite teams to watch from the SA region, so hopefully it's going to be a good game because T-Show are up against some stiff competition. I'm Mike Loris. If you enjoyed the cast, guys, stick around because we got more games coming up. The second best of 3 out of 3 is coming up in just 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back in that 10 minutes.